Hello, Mika. Hi. First of all, welcome to Lebanon. It's great to have you here. I'd like to ask you a question. Just to
please present yourself?
I'm May. I'm from Teen World magazine. And I would like to find out, what are we going to expect tomorrow from you tomorrow night at the concert? What are we going to see? What are we going to expect?
My show is a bit, whenever when I try and describe what my gigs are like, especially when we're on tour, I always say we're a bit of a traveling circus. You know, there's my family that's part of it. I've got a crew that's been with me for a long time. I've got a band that's been with me for a long time. And obviously it's about singing, but it's not just me. My band are very, very important. If anyone's ever seen us perform in any way, even on television, you know, the ground roles in the foreground are dressed as loudly as I am, and that's pretty loud. And so yeah, you can expect to see a show that is quite celebratory. Celebratory. There you go. It celebrates everything, and I mean, there's this big kind of celebration in my music. And even if I'm talking about things that are quite dark or sad, at the same time, you know, I like to celebrate what I'm talking about, and so there is this kind of joyfulness in the gig, and hopefully the audience will help me bring that out, because of course 50% of it comes from the crowd. You know, you're only as good as the crowd that you're playing to. I really believe that. But thank God, I don't think we're going to have any risk of having a bad crowd, because I've seen 2 concerts in Beirut and they were both completely insane, and so I'm really looking forward to this time being my turn.
Gisèle Aïd, la Revue du Liban. I would like to know from which village are you, and if you were scared to come to Lebanon.
Am I scared to come to Lebanon?
Yes.
No.
Not at all?
I mean, I will not hide it. I think there was a bit of apprehension within my management. Yes, of course. But, you know, personally, no, I'm not scared.
And you're from which village, from which country?
I have family that comes from Sur and from Tyre, but me, I was actually born in a hospital in Beirut. Me myself, I'm not from a village. I was just born here.
Do you still have family here, brothers,
yes,
sisters living in Lebanon?
I have many. I don't have brothers and sisters living here. I have many cousins living here. Many cousins. As you can imagine. And about probably 10 of them are at the back of this room right now. Thank you.
Welcome to Lebanon.
Thank you.
We like that. We like you to be all Lebanese, not half Lebanese. If you are
I could always have a transplant if you want.
Which half? Okay. We want you to be proud that you are Lebanese, as we are proud that you are half Lebanese.
I am. Of course I am. I mean, I always talk about it. I talk about it constantly, and it's always because. You have to understand, I think I always say this, anyone who's any part Lebanese will tell you the same thing, that the Lebanese completely takes over. And although I may not speak English with a Lebanese accent and stuff like that, I mean, you walk into my household and it is a Lebanese household. And of course that cultural difference, you know, made me a little bit alien in certain situations, especially in schools and in England and stuff, but I was very proud of where I came from and who I am, and being Lebanese is a big part of that, so I certainly never underplay it.
Yes, Maggie Safar, Shabaka, and Anwar Dar Sayed. Okay? I want to ask another question.
Yes.
It's a little kind of weird word you are living. You have 4 octaves in your voice and 3 dimensions.
I think it's more
3-dimensional pop at your own head. I don't understand this. How do you live your life? Life is music, or music is life, in your opinion? Okay, thanks.
It's a bit of everything, really. I mean, I write songs in order to process what happens in my life. So I use the music to deal with life. When I was growing up, I did the same thing. That's why I started to write songs in the first place. You know, when I wrote songs at a very young age because I realized you could put things into songs and say something with a song that you could never say to somebody's face, or else they'd punch you around, you know, smack you in the face. But I could get away with a lot, and so I use it to process things, and also it now, you know, and for many years it has led the course of my life, and it has taken over my life. But I certainly don't look at it just as music. I look at it as everything. There's the visual world that I have around me. There's the performance side, the theatrical side. There's all of this. And it calls in so many different sides of the arts. And also, I think you just have to know what's going on generally. You know, you can't just be a complete hideaway to hiding in music. I think you have to kind of gather bits of life from everywhere. So I'm quite an avid magazine reader, and I just kind of try and grab inspiration and things from as many places as possible. So I use music to process my life. Music guides my life, but I certainly don't stop at that.
Yes, hello, my name is Caroline Dandal. I'm a freelance writer. I would like to know what do you wish to convey through your music, your first album? And I would like to know as well, where is your place of being, where you feel most in your parallel universe, where everything happens? And the creative process, you know, the whole thing. Can you tell us about it?
Oh my God. I feel like I have to write a dissertation. Okay, I'll start with the first. Okay, I'll start backwards. Where is my place of being? Like where I feel comfortable. Where do I identify as being home? I don't know.
Where you create?
No, I don't know. I really don't know where that place is. I think that's why I started writing songs in the first place, because there was evidently, when you're born somewhere, you move around, your family is a cultural amalgamation of many different things, with many different influences, and you have many different kind of educational upbringings as well. So in the one hand, that gives you an advantage, because you are not tied down to a certain place, and it gives you a great sense of perspective and fearlessness. On the other side, it also makes you feel a little bit, you know, placeless, like you don't really know where you belong. But I think that's a good thing. That's really, it made me question everything around me, and it really, I think that's what propelled me towards writing songs, because I realized that no matter what, no matter where I was, if I could do what I do and make music and create these cartoon characters and this universe that I wanted to create that was inside my brain, then I could identify that place as home. So I suppose that's why I identify with the circus, and I always call myself a bit of a circus performer, because we go from place to place,